Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to create batch files to back up your profiles and scene collections in OBS Studio, Windows 10 and Windows 11. I put it up on my blog so you can cut and paste from it, and it's pretty straightforward how to do this. I just like to cover all the bases in case you had to reinstall OBS and need to restore your scene collections and all that. You can do this. Backup and restore. The scripts are up on my blog so you can cut and paste over. Now I'm using 7-zip as a backup source to compress the data and to keep different file names and dates and all that other stuff. And so it's pretty simple, and I explain on my blog how to create batch files just like I'm doing now. I'm about to tell you how to do it. Now on my desktop, I have two files, OBS backup.txt and OBS restore.txt. And when I edit them and save them as a BAT file, it makes these ones down here. So here's a text file. I'm going up and saving as, and right in the file name there, I put in BAT and then save. And that will create these files down here. So the backup.bat, OBS, and there's my text file. And this is pretty basic, how to do things. By default, I have as a backup directory off the root directory of my C drive, I've got OBS backups. And that's where it's going to back it up. Now, you can put it anywhere you want as long as you do the backup path. Set the backup path to wherever you actually are storing your backups and where you want to restore from. So it's pretty straightforward. Now what the zip does is it backs up those directories that hold the profiles and the scene collections, and puts them in a file name, the date and timestamp, and puts them into my basic backup folder. And from this path here, now you notice here I don't have my local drive, I don't have a OBS backup. My batch file will make that for me if it doesn't exist. And then if you look up at the top here, you have the app data path for OBS and other programs. Very long path. You go into the roaming directory, and you go down to OBS Studio, and right there at the top, basic. Long path, basic. And inside there is where your profiles and your scene collections are stored. Nowhere else. And there you are. That's all you need to back up. Here are your scene collections. Here are your profiles for your individual settings for the profiles. And there you go. So that's the directory that we will back up and restore from. You don't have to worry about profile or data. It has nothing to do with profile. It's just these two directories or folders. And I'm going to go right now and run my batch file. Show you how this works. You notice no backup, OBS backup folder exists here in my C drive, C root drive. Let's load it. And file not found because it doesn't exist, the folder. And 7-zip goes ahead and the batch file creates the folder name, the OBS backups folder, and then it creates this file based on date and time, and it added these files and folders inside of that. And it saved it appropriately. Here we go. OBS backups, OBS, and the file with the year and date stamp. And there it is at the bottom. OBS backup where it wasn't before. And inside of there, of the folder directory, there's the 7-zip backup. And we'll look inside of that. You see by the, the time and date stamp, because I set that up so that it will back up to 5 times, 5 different times, 5 different file names, and then that way you have a secure backup of a bunch of different things, not just your last backup. And it's not very big, and it doesn't take up anything. So let's go into 7-zip and take a look at this. And you can see it's got the profile and the scenes in there. It's not very hard at all. Just much to do. It just backed them up nicely and puts them in this nice file name that we will extract if we need to restore. And that's all it is to it. And that's really all it is to it. And it will restore it to the basic folder underneath the roaming, app data roaming, the OBS Studio folder, basic. That's what we'll restore back to. It's very straightforward. And then you can just if you have a new installation or an existing installation, you can go ahead and restore your data of that basic folder inside of OBS Studio. And I just used the 7-zip. I did the restoring just now, and I'm using a specific backup folder called Basic 2 for myself. So I'm in OBS right now, and I don't want to overwrite what I'm doing while I'm doing it, just in case. But so I'll show you how this extracted properly. Now, Basic 2. There you go, Basic 2. It created a new subdirectory folder, and it put back the profiles and the scene. And it's got them all in there. I don't need that, but Basic 2, but I'm just showing you because, like I said, I'm in OBS and I don't want to overwrite my basic folder while I'm in it. And then you can see I put in Basic 2. And really, I just changed that back to basic. That's how I leave it in the restore folder. The app data path, and that is all there is to it. Not to restore unless you're are you sure you have a good quality backup. And that's why I have up to 5 backups. So you could back up this day, the next day, a few weeks later, and always have a good backup up to 5. And that's all there is to it. I hope it helps some of you all out. I know some people have an issue with OBS not being able to have a direct backup for these things. But it's really simple to do, and I don't know why it's not part of their system. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you again at another time.